Hey, we value teens here again. This time, Dave. And I want to just touch on a little bit. We talked about booths and tables and how kids like that. Why do we not have couches? Why do we not have recliners? Why do we not have easy chairs? Well, there's a very specific reason that we don't do those things. We learned early on, and I mean within the first couple of years, that comfortable, close-knit seating creates incredible problems. And if you don't have a volunteer staff that's going to be able to break and separate teams, break them up, separate them from one another, you're literally going to have teenage lovers on top of each other inside your teen center, especially if it's not well lit or roomy or a line of sight to all places. You will be having sex taking place in your teen center. So prepare for that. If you are not prepared for it, then you're going to have to deal with it, and it might not be the best way to deal with it. Because oftentimes we react, we overreact, we get angry, we yell, and we'll never see those kids again. Young people are going to want to do certain things. Be prepared for what they're going to want to do with each other before it happens. So we decided it was just way easier to make it so they can sit next to each other in a booth, but there's not a lot of room to get close and hug, lovey-dovey, or on the table. And sometimes I'll have a guy and a gal sitting on a chair, and I'll just walk up to them, and they know the rules, so they're really good about this. I'll say, hey, you guys need to find your own chair. And they do. They go, oh, sorry, we didn't know. The idea is that young love is alive and well in teen centers, and they're going to take advantage of any way they can because they think that they're not being supervised anymore by mom and dad or whoever, the public. And they think teen centers are safe. And generally, teen centers should be safe, right? But at the same time, you need to manage what's going to happen in your teen center because you are going to have to deal with sexual issues, whether it be girl on girl, boy on boy, guy on girl. It's part of our culture. It's part of what it is. And so know how to deal with it and prepare for it. And however you prepare for it, you do it your own way. I just want you to be aware that it's going to happen. And so be ready for it. Now, when we don't have couches also for another reason, because couches tend to be, people will want to donate things to you that are leftovers. They've been in the basement. They smell musty. It's easier to give it to a teen center than to take it to the dump. And if you take on that stuff, you're going to find that your teen center smells. Your teen center does not look inviting. It does not look like a place they want to be. It needs to be clean. It needs to be a place that looks like they value you, like we value young people, that they're important for us. So we're not going to give them all the leftovers that everybody else's junk. We're going to give them stuff that is good and quality. I picked up these booths for almost nothing. I made the tables in our shop. The booths, we just recovered some of them. You might notice on the other one, there's some rip marks. We got to recover those now. We kind of stained them so they kind of match the building. You can find really inexpensive, almost free stuff, and you can repurpose it in such a way that it looks interesting. And you can involve teens in the process, and you may find that's very, very helpful. One more thing, I'm going to tilt this camera straight up. Now, what you notice here is a 16-foot high ceiling. When we bought this place, there was a 10-foot ceiling. It was drop ceiling. Most all buildings have drop ceilings. That's the way they hide all the ugly stuff above them. We decided to redo the furnace system. We did all ourselves with some volunteers. And so when we hung the new ductwork, we said, let's keep the ceiling high and not put in a drop ceiling because it always happens that eventually there's a stain. And after a while, things that don't look well, we get used to them and we forget about it. And when new teens come in, and every year you get a new influx of young people. Some move on and a new group comes in because every year some 13-year-olds who hang out together are now 13 and they want to go to the teen center and they're excited about it and they walk in, they see stains on the ceiling, they see garbage in the corner because you've gotten used to how it looks. And so be careful that you don't become complacent about messiness, about dirt, about cobwebs in all the windows and in the corners, but you maintain some order of cleanliness. And we'll talk further about that when we get to the bathrooms, because restrooms are incredibly important to young people. And we don't even hardly think about it because it's a teen center. We think it's free for teens or whatever. They'll take what we give them. And that attitude, they see right through that. And they will not show up at your teen center. At least they won't stay very long. Got how much more to say? Can't wait to see the next video.